So it's another beautiful July morning. Weather's been a bit changeable, but the bucks have been running.
Yeah, despite that, they've been doing really well for us. And well, between the rain clouds, we've been quite successful, haven't we?
Yeah. So it's a nice early start this morning.
It is.
It's still about 4:45, 5 o'clock.
It is.
So what's the plan?
Well, we're going to go and look at some of the stubbles that have just been opened up because they're harvesting. The bucks like to run the does in the open at night or when it's quiet, and that gives us better visibility. I mean, by the time it gets to the end of May, I can't actually see anything here. You know what I mean? It's so high, and especially if you've got rape about, you just can't do anything with it. Once they start taking the rape and the wheat and the barley off, and it opens up big areas for us to see what they're doing. And because they're active during the rut, it gives us a better opportunity to see them, evaluate them, and then hopefully try and call them. Hopefully try and call them.
Well, that sounds like the plan. Well, once again, really looking forward to it. Let's go and see what we can
Before
find.
the rain comes in.
Perfect.
So once again, we head out into the early morning, and it's not long before our luck is in. There's a buck and doe out feeding, offering an unexpected chance early on. I use the gloom and dark backdrop to mask my approach before setting up on the sticks and waiting for Owen to call. Anything is possible during the rut.
Yeah, very pretty. So, who could have predicted that? Less than
10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes on the job. And once again, Owen Beardsmore seems to just have this ability to see into the future. And exactly as you said, early morning, let's get out there quick. The weather's been changeable, so clearly they're going to be out early, making the best of it. There is rain coming in a little bit later. And here he was. Now, he wasn't overly happy with our presence, but once again the rut seems to do something a little bit crazy to these bucks.
It's exactly as you say, it's crazy. They're everywhere doing the same, and literally been out 10 minutes. I can still taste the coffee. And come around this corner, and before we, we're literally just done our intro, and he spotted us. Our wind's going straight to him, but still he came.
Now back in May, he'd have seen us approaching through the corner of the field there. He'd have been gone. This time, he still seemed very skittish, wasn't entirely sure. Came to the end of the field, and that's when I thought, he's coming. He's coming to see what we are. Just move carefully into position. And the call, he came in like a steam train. And even when he rounded the corner and we're there in full view, still not entirely sure, stayed still.
He turned and started to go, didn't he?
Yeah.
It's only because I challenged him with it, that he stopped and he turned perfect for you, didn't he?
He did.
You only had that chance then to take him, and look, you've done a great job.
Yeah,
so.
in great shape, as you say, slight malform.
I think he may have damaged it during the winter when he was growing it, but these are great ones for me to take out. It's not a true 6.
Yeah.
And it's an interesting trophy because it's quite curved here.
Yeah, almost palmated.
But yeah, these are good strong books.
So great start to the morning. Let's hope there's a little bit more out there.
Let's get him cleaned out quickly.
Yeah, perfect.
And get ourselves onto another area.
It's a fortuitous, if somewhat unusual start to the day, but there's still plenty of ground to cover, so we press on into another field in search of more bucks. The key here is to keep moving, scanning the field margins for bucks out in their territories. Owen puts a great deal of time into reconnaissance and knows where the bucks have established themselves. From time to time we stop to call and see if we can bring in the dominant buck. I get set up on my sticks just in case something pops up. Owen's calls have caught the attention of a muntjac grazing on the field margin, who doesn't seem too concerned by our presence. With nothing else showing, we decide to move on and have a spell in the high seat in the hope the bucks will be patrolling their territories. As usual, I make safe the rifle before climbing into the seat. From here we enjoy panoramic views of the ground ahead. A doe emerges and responds promisingly to Owen's call. Unfortunately, the bucks are not as responsive, and the doe makes a quick escape. With nothing showing, we reformulate the plan and head on to pastures new.
He'll be the other side of this ridge. He hasn't gone either side. No. We would have saw him creep out that way, and I'd have seen him disappear outside. He may have just laid. Let's see what we can see. Pick him up on the thing when he's laid down. We'll try and call him back on.
As we reach the brow of the hill, Owen's eagle eyes spot another buck in the distance below. He attempts to call in the buck with the butalo, and it responds well to the call. With what might be the last chance, I get set up on the sticks ready for the shot. However, it's not looking likely that we will get our buck as he disappears over the ridge and out of view. But that's roebuck hunting for you.
So I suppose you could call that the height of frustration, really. Sat up in a seat, started calling, and a doe came charging, and you saw it literally leapt in, bold as brass, before turning off and then heading into the field next door. Now, a little while later, we saw that buck emerge. Now, he was responding to the call. He did start to come in. I had a shot at about 140, 150 yards, and you think, okay, well, he seems to be responding well, let him come in. And as soon as he disappeared in front of that ridge, we lost him. Gave him another 15, 20 minutes, got down, and he was obviously lying down in a tram line just the other side of this ridge. Now, started running well, once again did respond very well to the call, started coming back. But there just seemed to be something here that he was uncomfortable with. Now, it could be that he'd had a good hiding from a buck. It could be that he's just getting towards the edge of his territory, edge where he feels comfortable, but didn't give us opportunity and didn't come any closer. But that, unfortunately, is roebuck hunting. So, we've had a good morning, started off really strongly. A buck on the ground after about 10-15 minutes is always a good way to start. And then we've seen a lot of animals. They have responded well to the call. Just nothing has presented an opportunity. But that is hunting.